What's up, everybody? It's Thursday the 10th. Sorry about the lighting on this thing. I'm out in the woods and the sun's directly over my head, so it's hard to get it right on my face. I don't like when you can't see my face because you can't see my eyes. I prefer people able to see my eyes when I speak. This is probably just going to be mainly self-therapeutic, but I had a dream last night. It was from God, and it was horrible. I think it was mainly for me. Warning. My wife was doing everything she can. Like she was trying to dupe me into thinking that she loves me and everything's great the whole time. She was opening the doors so they could get in and opening windows. And ended up with a bunch of people coming into the house, cops. There was a giant, which is weird. And he was huge, man. Like a real honest to God giant. He stood right in my living room. She ended up setting me up. And I know it was from God because it was two people that I haven't seen in years, and I think one of them might even be dead. I think, I'm not sure. And he always puts those people in my dreams for some reason, like my old life. And, there was a person, one of them was a good guy, the one that had a hold on my arm. And I assume that was God, because God's always in these dreams, or his representative, or one of them, the Holy Spirit. And I don't remember this guy's face, I just know that he was good, and he had a hold on my arm, like he wouldn't let go. But it wasn't a hard hold like a cop holds you, it was a gentle hold. And it ended, I don't want to cry, I'm in the woods, I don't have tissues. It ended with, I had my child in my arm, my son. The giant gave him to me. And I was holding him. Except he had this sweater on that I love, except it was pink. And I'm holding him in my arms. And as I'm waking up, I could feel him vanishing. And when I woke up, I was holding my arm like this, and my son wasn't there. And it was so real, it wasn't just the sense of holding him, it was the sense of my son against my chest. Like if I hold another kid against my chest, I know it's not somebody else's kid, it's somebody else's kid. He's my son. And he just vanished. And I woke up and I sat up and I looked at the clock and it said 4:11. And we have the speaker set up like the monitors for the baby, and he made the most heartbreaking sound. I can't even recreate it. I don't know if he had the same dream or what, but I went downstairs and sat and recorded the dream because it was just too much to write down. And I went back upstairs and I was praying. And I've posted about this before, seeing these little balls of light in his room. And right above his head, in between the two bars of the crib against the wall, was the brightest pinprick of light. And I knew it was God letting me know that his angels were still watching over my son. The dream was horrible. I've said at the beginning of all this that I really think that God wanted me by myself. He healed my wife, allowed me to exercise her like he did because I was supposed to do this by myself. And the whole dream, all she was doing was working against me. She let them in, she opened the windows, left the keys in the door. And as it ended, I looked at her and realized that she had set me up. Oh, and the people that came in were blue and white, so I don't know if that signifies NATO or what. But I knew that she had set me up. And there was some guy that was there that was in charge that was just bad. I could sense everything bad about him. Just evil. And right as it ended, I looked at her, and her eyes turned into pinpricks of evil. Like when you do opiates, your eyes get pinned out. That's how pointy her eyes were. Sorry. I wonder if I can get the sun on my face. I can't. It's just too bright. I'm sorry. But, it was no longer my wife. It was something else completely. And I lifted my foot up, and I went to retaliate. And then I woke up, and he made that noise, and it was 4:11. It's hard not to give up, man. Nobody listens. I tried talking to my grandmother this morning again. She don't want to hear nothing. The world's going to end when it's going to end. There's nothing you can do about it. And it's been ending since I was a kid. And I'm like, listen, man, I don't want to stop it. You don't understand. He shows me this stuff so I can help other people. I'm like the Catholic Church. She was Catholic. I told her, you cannot pray to Mary, Graham. She's nowhere in the Bible. Well, Jesus is his mother. I said, that does not matter. Well, I said, and the saints, too. You can't pray to saints. Well, it's worked all these years. You're praying to demons, man. Nobody listens. I love my grandmother more than anything in this world, man. She has saved me my whole life. She raised me. She was my mother. Never gave up on me. And she is going to go to hell because she won't listen. And it breaks my heart. Same for our brothers and sisters. Old Soldier for Christ, I sent him a message about graven images. I don't even read what he wrote back because I just don't. Nobody listens. It's so hard not to give up. And the reason nobody listens is because they don't like the truth and because there's so many liars out there. I do this because I have no choice. I told her this morning, I didn't want this. I didn't ask for this. But he picked me. I have to do it. I typed something yesterday to somebody about the Russians are here, man. I'm telling you. Some guy types back, where? How do I know where they're at, man? You honestly think that they're out in the open? Come on. I'm so disgusted. That dream really got me twisted up. Is what it is. And it's hard not to give up, man. Tell people about the rapture. I read a comment the other day. The lady told me, well, if you don't believe enough, you're not going to get to go. Are you insane? Are you nuts? Nuts. That's like saying, that's why I stopped getting Christmas presents when I was sick, because I didn't believe in Santa Claus anymore. Are you insane? I love yous, but come on, man, that's just stupid. You got to think. I'm running out of patience. Like, it's so hard for me not to just say, you know what, and walk away. It's depressing. Nobody wants to hear it. You want to know how you can tell the truth? The people that are doing this for the real reasons? When I get stuff out of the Bible about the rapture, about Babylon, about the saints, I'm not looking for it. I don't go looking. I don't go read the Bible and say, oh, this is what it means. That's not how it's supposed to happen. God will give you the interpretation. The stuff that I've been given came out of nowhere. Hit me like a lightning bolt in the side of the head to the point where it knocked the breath out of me. When the finger of God touches you, you know it. It's just like a little tap. And it's just about all you can do to maintain your composure. All these false prophets and liars. People calling me a false prophet. You're a liar. You're going to burn. How dare you say there's no such thing as the rapture? You're not going to get raptured. Let me tell you something, man. Soon, I will be proven right. I keep telling myself, but it's so hard not to just say, screw it. If they don't want to hear it, just the hell with it. Excuse my language. People just don't listen. Old Soldier for Christ, that picture behind of the Last Supper behind your head is a graven image. Whether you accept it or not, God gave that to me. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't go looking for... I had pictures of Jesus everywhere. I love them pictures. Took them down. It came from him. I wasn't looking for it. It's a graven image. If you sit and pray, and if you really know God, you'll know the truth. And that picture will no longer be behind your head. The stuff with the Russians, I can't prove it. I wish I could, but I can't. You'll see soon enough. Like I just keep telling myself that soon, 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 everybody will see. But it doesn't help me feel any better. I'm having a bad day, man. That dream wrecked me. And then I had another dream after it. I can't remember, but it was just as horrible. And I was upset because the dreams from him stopped, kind of. I was still kind of getting them, but they weren't like they were. And I got my wish. I got another one. People don't understand it. When God calls you like this, like it ain't some big picnic. He says, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's all I can do not to ask him to take it from me. Even he asked his father, if it be your will, take this from me. You're constantly attacked. Nobody listens to you. Even your own family members look at you like you're crazy. I don't know what to do. The harder I try, I didn't even mention this. I got robbed again last week by somebody that was a friend of mine since I was in 7th grade. The more I try and help people, the farther down I get pushed, the farther behind I get. I got a $340 phone bill coming up, again. And the only reason it's that high is so I can make these videos. This place is nothing but stress and misery. I came out here because it's beautiful. And I get away from all of everything else for a minute. That dream really twisted me up. And then trying to talk to my grandmother, nobody wants to listen. Nobody listens at all. And all I'm trying to do is help. I really didn't ask for this. I didn't want to be shown this stuff. And then you got people claiming to be from God. It's 9,000 subscribers. I've seen heaven. I exorcised my wife. Well, he allowed me to. She was dying, man. Another 2 minutes, she wouldn't have been coming back. He brought her back from the edge of death, and all I had to do was say his name. Where are all these other people's fruits? You believe them so easily. Because they tell you what they want to hear. They tell you the stuff that tickles your ear. I don't know what else to say, and I don't want to just sit here staring. There was so much in my head, but just having a bad day. It's so beautiful out, too. I might just sit here for 25 minutes and pray. That giant in my dream, he was a true giant, man. A real giant. Like, I don't even know how he fit in my house. He was huge. Huge, massive, quiet, dumb as a box of rocks. He was very gentle with the baby, surprisingly. But they're all evil. My wife basically sold me out. But for what? That's one of my fears. That when all this happens, she'll allow them to give her to mark of the beast and my son to mark of the beast. It scares the daylights out of me. That dream twisted me up, man. I've had bad dreams from him before, but that was horrible. I'm going to throw this in too. I don't want to. This is going to be misinterpreted. I've always felt, I know that God wasn't born on Christmas. Jesus was not born on Christmas. It said in the 6th month, Mary found herself with child. 6 months from then, we make it March or the beginning of April. I was watching Paul Begley yesterday, and he said something about the blood moons and all that. And there was one when Jesus was crucified on April 3rd, 33 AD. My birthday is April 3rd. I just turned 38. And I always really thought, I don't know where it came from, that I was born on the day that he was born. I always believed that he was born in the spring. It just makes sense. He is new life. It would make sense that he was born in the spring. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But it just freaked me out because the thing with the numbers. April 3rd, 3333 AD. I always get 3. I always get 4s and 7s. Doesn't mean nothing, it's just something. Almost sent me into shock, because I always had this inkling. I wish I had more to say. Sorry this video is so miserable. I don't even know if I'm going to post it. It's mainly just self-therapeutic. If you don't know Jesus Christ, he's just waiting. He loves us more than you can possibly even imagine. And he doesn't even ask anything in return. Just love him. Follow his commandments. And the rewards, heaven's real. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. And it is everything they say it is, and then some. That's the thing that bothers me too. I know heaven's real, so hell has to be real. And my grandmother's damning herself to hell. She just don't want to hear it. I'm crazy. Nothing's ever going to happen. It's all in my head. I don't know. I'm done. I love you guys. Jesus loved you. God bless.